Welcome back and good morning, friends. Good morning.
Guys.
Hi. So we are going out here today, and we're going to do a little video over our chickens and kind of do some explaining. Rachel's going to kind of go over some stuff about how chickens are a gateway farm animal you might have. But
Gateway. But we're going to go over and talk about all the awesome reasons to have chickens, some of the pros, a few of the cons, and why, if you're thinking about chickens, why you should go ahead and get those.
hold on one second.
What are you doing?
So I just took this camera out of our house with the air conditioner on, come out here, and we are having a very high humidity day in Oklahoma, and it fogs up the lens. So I said farm animal, but let me rephrase that, because you do not have to own a farm to raise chickens, and especially if you are maybe in city limits. I know some cities have ordinances and stuff where you can't raise any livestock or any animals at all, like chickens or stuff like that, maybe dogs and cats. But some cities, like especially some of the bigger cities around here, I think they're allowed so many chickens, hens, but no roosters, because roosters are the ones that are noisy. So if you guys live somewhere in a city or somewhere in town,
Suburbs, city,
anywhere like that, and you want to be a little bit more self-sufficient, this is the way to go, the chickens. And that's what we're going to kind of get into today. So first off, you guys see these chickens coming over here getting all excited.
They're waiting.
Rachel just shook this bag right here.
They know this is one of our chickens' most favorite treats, these grub terra. And this is one of the only things I can throw to the chickens that the goats don't go crazy over. So the chickens get more of this treat than all the other animals.
So as soon as she shook that bag, the chickens absolutely know. It is crazy. It's like a drug to them.
They love it. I mean, they know I've got it. They're waiting on their treats, and actually, we've been out of them for a couple days, and they've not been very happy with me.
Well, it's been a daily ritual. When we come out and feed all the animals, we come feed the dogs and whoever else, check on the emus, and then it's a daily ritual. We usually keep a bag of these grub terra black soldier fly larvae out here in the barn.
Show them what they look like.
Let me get some out. So these are the black soldier fly larvae. You don't want this, I promise. Look.
They'll sniff of them, but they don't.
But it is like
they love them.
An addiction to our chickens.
And these are super high in protein for your chickens.
Yeah, let me see the front of the bag. So, guys, this is not a sole ration of food. This is like a treat, like Rachel said.
Yeah.
But it is an awesome supplement, and some of the stuff it does: produces stronger eggshells, keeps feathers healthy, farm raised, 75% more calcium than mealworms, and that goes back to keeping the shells healthy. If you guys ever have chicken eggs that when you go to pick them up they feel soft, or sometimes you put them in your basket and they just bust, that's because your chickens are not getting enough calcium. And just by giving them a handful of these grub terra black soldier fly larvae every day, you can supplement their calcium. So we absolutely love it. This bag, that's a 5-pound bag, and it lasts us for probably a month. Like we said, it's not a sole ration. We just give them a little bit here and there, and they absolutely love it. It makes their day. And with these chickens being over here, these chickens right here are consolidated to just, confined I guess is the word, to just this area right here and in the barn. So they don't get to get out and get free range like all our other chickens. Now they're still outside, so they still get bugs and grass and everything, but they don't get to wander off and find all the goodies like other chickens do. Yeah. So let's see what they do when you throw some in there.
Come on.
Even though
it looks terrible.
Even the ones on the outside are like, hey, we want some.
Here, guys.
They just know. It's just amazing. And like Rachel said, this is the one thing that we can throw out here that the goats don't want nothing to do with. If it was grain or feed.
Well, chicken scratch, that's another treat that we sometimes give the chickens and the geese and the ducks. And the goats love the chicken scratch. So this is about the only thing that they don't have to fight the goats.
I think that goat's actually trying to eat it. Look at that. She's like, I'm gonna eat one of these soldier flies.
She's just nosy. Yeah. She's nosy.
The ducks want some. The girl ducks has never had them. Oh, they all love it. So the ducks, everybody. Oh, the girl ducks are, we don't need none of that right now. All right, so that is how the chickens love the Grub Terra. And if you guys are interested in that, if you guys have your own chickens or ducks or any kind of poultry that you want to try this Grub Terra, you can order online. I will leave a link down in the description below. And if you use code HHF, you can actually save 10% off. So if you guys want something like this to encourage your chickens to be more friendlier, that's the way to go. I don't think Walt wants any. All right, you ready to get this show on the road?
Hold on, I want to get something to that.
What about the emus?
Yeah.
Everybody says, hey, the emus grow every time we do a video. They can tell the emus grow. And you guys are right. I mean, you can just walk out here. Every day I come out here and you can just tell these giant birds are getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Here. I've got to go with this being nosy.
Yeah, they got kind of scared.
You're a show off.
Yoshi said, I'll try it. Nope. He said, nope, maybe throw it on the ground. I don't know.
What are you doing?
He's wanting to play. They said, well, it looks good, but... Alright, let's throw them on the ground. Let's get this show on the road. Guys, like I said, if you want to order any, check out the link in the description below. Use code HHF, save 10%. And after you guys order some, if you do try them, or if you have tried them before, we've showed them in the video before. If you have tried them before, or if you try them, come back to this video and let us know what you think about them. I swear, the chickens just... Something about these that are a lot better than mealworms. The chickens just go nuts over them.
The ducks love them too. Everything loves them except the goats, thank goodness.
Yep. All right, so what do you want to talk about?
Well, hold on a second. I gotta get this filled up.
Look, they're still going crazy. Are we going in here today?
Whatever you want to do.
This is your show today. I'll try my best not to interrupt you.
Let me wash my hands.
All right. She's gonna wash her hands. So here's the old bar rocks. What do y'all know? You know, Boris. So the girls, their hair kind of looks kind of funky today. Don't know what's going on with that. It looks like they got their heads wet. What's wrong, buddy? Here, let me get out of the way so you can enjoy some of your treats.
Okay guys, so I want to go over a few reasons. If you're on the fence about maybe getting chickens, I just want to go over some of the awesome pros to getting your own chickens. Like Kevin said a while ago, if you're in a city or a suburb, a lot of those suburbs and cities will allow you so many backyard chickens, which I think is awesome. Just check with your ordinance and see what they allow. Some of them, like he said, will not allow roosters because of the noise level. Some will, so just check. But number one reason we raise chickens here is, of course, the eggs. We also raise them for meat on occasion. We get meat birds. That's a whole nother video. Or you can get a dual purpose chicken, which is for eggs and meat, but mainly here is for eggs and egg layers. Secondly, we raise them because they are just fun. They are extremely fun and entertaining. They are great pets. They are very, very smart. They are noisy. The roosters are really noisy. So they're just so much fun. That's probably the first animal we started with close to 20 years ago here, is we started with chickens. Now, you might be asking yourself, how many chickens should you start with? How many does my family need? Well, really one chicken per person in your household. So say there's, 4 of us in our household, we would start with 4 to 5 chickens. And generally, chickens will lay just about every day. So you're generally going to get an egg every day unless they're molting, or sometimes they will take a break if there's weather changes and things like that. So just think one chicken, one hen per person in your household. That should provide you with enough eggs. Now, you don't have to have a fancy setup. You can these chickens are not, the roosters are not going to be quiet.
They're trying to help you tell this story.
They are. We've got a lot of roosters here. So there are tons of ideas of chicken coops online. You can go and get one of those little bitty ones from Tractor Supply. If you just want to start in your backyard and get one of those small ones. Now keep in mind, those little bitty chicken coops, they are not meant to keep your chickens in all day long. That's basically just to put them up at nighttime and for them to roost in and to be secure during the nighttime. Your chickens need 10 square feet of space per chicken. So you don't want to go out and get 20 chickens if you've only got a small little area. Your chickens aren't going to be happy. They're not going to thrive unless you're ready to just feed them an extreme amount of food because they need the space. So 10 square feet per chicken. So keep that in mind. You don't, like I said, you don't need anything fancy. You don't need this high dollar chicken coop. You can do all kinds of DIY ideas. There's tons on YouTube. You don't have to make a huge investment. Okay, so another reason I want to talk to you about having chickens, and a huge pro, and this is probably why they're considered like the gateway animal, is because they are so low maintenance. You don't have to make a huge investment on them. They're very, very smart. They're resistant to disease a lot of times. I mean, we've had excellent luck with them, and we've got, I couldn't even tell you how many chickens are around here now, but we just let them free range. Like, they're out, except for these here in this area, they free range all over our property and have for years. And they are huge assets to your farm on keeping pests down. Like, we don't have any ticks in our yard. There are no ticks within everywhere the chickens can get to. So that is a huge plus. They're kind of like a little alarm systems too, which is another.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah, see?
Here's your alarm.
Like if there is an aerial predator, we've learned that several chickens and roosters will make a specific sound and alert everybody. Like I said, they're really smart. So yeah, and then that in turn alerts our livestock guardian dogs who will come out here and then protect them. So again, super low maintenance. As far as feed wise, he's being silly. What's his name? What'd you
Boris.
name him?
He's named after the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Boris Johnson.
Boris Johnson.
Because of his hairdo there.
I would have named him Ozzy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so super low maintenance. They don't require a whole lot. We do feed these chickens in here a feed that is available to them 24/7. We give them the Grub Terra as treats, but it's not their main diet. They have access to grass, and they will graze, and they eat some of the weeds and the seeds off the grass and things like that. Any of the bugs they will eat. We also like to give them other treats like chicken scratch. That's not their main diet in these chickens here in this chicken run. Like I said, we have them access to feed 24/7. The free range chickens, they have access to loose mineral and whatever treats that we throw out here, like scraps, any kind of scraps from your garden. A lot of times we'll take the grass clippings, like fresh grass clippings that Kevin cuts, and then we'll throw in here. They do like that. Fruits and vegetables, and it's an additional treat for them. So during the summertime, they don't require a lot of feed. It's just mainly giving them treats. A lot of fruit, like watermelon, that's really good for them because it helps them stay hydrated. So they're just very low maintenance. They don't require a lot of medications, things like that. They just need fresh water, treats on occasion, And if they have enough space, like I said, 10 square feet per bird, they are going to do fine. You need to keep them safe from predators. That's kind of your job. So as the farmer, make sure that, you know, aerial predators are a big thing here. Occasionally snakes get in the coop, as you've seen on our videos. That's Betty.
She's probably got a nest of eggs in there, to be honest with you. But she's going in there for something, then Mr. Smeagol,
excuse me,
gonna be nosy. She's either knows that there's some bugs in there, or she's got a clutch of eggs in there. That's where she's been laying.
And a lot of times we do keep some of our grasses and things higher just because we have the free range chickens and we know that they like to feel safe, so they'll get in those spaces. So we'll keep some taller stuff available just for them to get to. It doesn't always look the prettiest, but we love our chickens here, so we do those kinds of things for them. Another reason that we like to keep chickens is because it can also be a whole nother income for you. You can sell the eggs if you have an overload of eggs and you're not eating them as quick. You can also sell like fertile eggs. We have a lot of people contact us that want fertile eggs to hatch out, and they're really fun to hatch out. It's kind of addicting. You can get a cheap incubator. You don't have to get a huge incubator system. You can get a small one. Start small if you want to try that. It takes 21 days to hatch out the eggs, but once you start, it's a lot of fun. Okay, so I had to move into the shade. The camera got too hot and shut off. So I think I was at the point where I was talking about you can raise baby chicks within 21 days. They hatch within 21 days, and you can get a small incubator on Amazon. We found a great one. We'll link it in the description below. But we've used several in the past. They've all worked fairly good enough for us to get a few chicks to add to the farm. I also think I touched on income. Like, there is a lot of different ways. If you're wanting to maybe add a little income from your backyard chickens or your chicken operation, there are tons of ways you can do that. You can sell the eggs. You can sell fertile eggs. That's another one. You can also sell your fertilizer. There are a ton of people that would kill for some good chicken fertilizer that may not have access to it themselves. So that's a whole nother thing you can do. Another benefit is if you have a garden, use that chicken fertilizer in your garden. Now, you can't just put it on top of your plants because that will burn up your plants. So you have to do your research on that, but it's great for your gardens and your plants and your flower gardens. So there are tons and tons of benefits of having chickens. They're super low maintenance, and that's the #1 reason why they are so popular and considered like the gateway animal. And how awesome is it to come out and get your own eggs every day? And if you have kids, that's fun for the kids too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So having chickens, some of you, like Rachel said, you might be a little scared of starting off getting your own animals and stuff. I know a lot of people grew up in the city, didn't grow up on farms and stuff like that, and that's perfectly fine. A lot of people are overwhelmed when it comes to raising their own animals. They said, oh, I've had a dog and a cat, but I'm just scared to take care of chickens or anything. Chickens will pretty much take care of themselves. As long as they got food and water, they're gonna be good. And like Rachel said, with the kids, it is an awesome responsibility. The kids absolutely love coming out and just checking the eggs or gathering the eggs. And like Rachel said, I like gathering eggs too, and sometimes when you start hatching them, it gets a little bit addicting doing all that. But she already touched up on this, but just to kind of touch back on that, one of my #1 reasons we have the free range chickens is I want to show you guys where we're standing at right here. We're standing out here in right off the edge of the woods. So we live in the foothills of the Ozark Mountains, and I talk about this all the time. There's deer and everything that travel right here on this side of the fence. We got squirrels, rabbits, everything that carries
deer,
ticks and fleas and stuff like that. Well, guess what? We have not had a tick in our yard that I have actually had on me in probably 10 years. We've been having free-range chickens for 12 or more years, and now we don't have to put out tick granules. We don't have to treat anything at all out in the pastures or our front yard because the ticks are gone because all the free-range chickens, they absolutely have, they have like amazing eyes, like eagles, I guess, and they see little bugs moving and they are on it, and they absolutely love ticks. So we don't have to do that anymore. They take a lot of that work out from us, and plus those tick granules, they're chemicals and they're pretty expensive. So.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had chickens for a long time, but we started out, they were in a coop that we had on our original property here.
It was an 8x8 chicken coop with a 8x16 foot run, and I think we started out with 10 chickens, and at that time it was just me and her, and that was way more than enough eggs. We were actually just selling eggs, and then we still had enough to eat as well. So
yeah, and we gave a lot to family.
Yeah.
So that's another awesome thing. It's fun to also give that stuff to family members and help them out in a time of need, or you know, it's just fun to do that. Like, oh, these come from our farm.
Well,
you know?
Right now a lot of people are saying, I haven't looked because I don't pay attention, but when they go to the grocery store right now, they're saying eggs are like $5 or $6 a dozen.
Right. And that's another thing I want to talk to you guys about. Right now, having your own backyard chickens is probably more cost efficient than ever before, because like Kevin said, prices are so high at the grocery store, and so right now is the best time to really start. But if you're really wanting to get away cheap, chickens, it's not going to be super cheap if you've got chickens in a coop and you're feeding them the right feed and providing them with everything. It's more about a good feeling of, you know, what's going into your chickens. You know, they are living a happy life. They are on grass and getting to eat bugs. Sunshine. They're not in a little confined area this big and strictly used for egg production. A lot of those chickens, they never see the light of day. So that's another reason you can feel good about what you're eating and what your family's eating. So that's another positive. But chickens are super easy, guys. So if you're on the fence about it, just go for it. There are way more pros than cons when it comes to chickens. Way more. You don't have to have like I said, you don't have to have a super fancy chicken coop. There's lots of DIY options you can find right here on YouTube and on Facebook. Give them food every day, fresh water every day, occasional treats to keep them happy. Give them shade when it's hot, and in the wintertime they need to be kept warm. So, and good ventilation, in a good ventilation area in the summer. So super simple, super easy. Now I'm going to talk about a couple of the cons with free range chickens. So
concrete.
Yeah, concrete. So if you have sidewalks, driveways, landscaping, patios, decks, things like that, they love being social. They're gonna get right up there and they're gonna poop all over your freshly washed sidewalks and porches. They do that to me constantly. So there's some give and take on that. Also on our landscaping, I had to switch to a landscape rock because they would come and scratch in the flower beds and scratch all my mulch out. So I've had to kind of improvise, but for us, the benefits of having the free range chickens outweighs any of those other aspects for me. Garden, that's another one. We could not keep the chickens out of the garden as far as eating our fruits and vegetables. They would eat it before we would get it picked. So we've had to put a perimeter fence up around our garden to keep those free range chickens out. So really, that's all the cons.
I got one more con.
You do?
Yeah.
They're a little noisy.
Well, I like the noises. They get up before I do early in the morning. Our chickens have a light out here in the goat pen on a street light on a electric pole, so they're out here crowing like 24/7. It's crazy. So another con that Rachel didn't mention was And this might not be a con if you guys enjoy Easter and you like doing Easter egg hunts and stuff like that. Having free range chickens, you're gonna get to go on some of those Easter egg hunts, because free range chickens will find a place where they think it's kind of hidden and safe, and they're gonna lay a clutch of eggs there. And one day you're gonna be mowing or you're gonna be moving something, and you're say, "Oh my gosh, there's a chicken sitting on a clutch of eggs right there."
Eggs were. Yeah, I didn't think about that one.
I don't really consider it a con, because it kind of just gives those hens like the freedom to do what they want. If they want to go lay their eggs out here, that's fine. Most of our yard and stuff is fenced in. Now when we say free range, they have free range on multiple acres. Even some of them, they jump the fence and go over here. Mostly it's our bannies. They'll jump the fence and go dig around and scratch around in the leaves and under the trees and stuff, because there's all kinds of bugs over there. And sometimes they get taken out by fox, coyotes and stuff like that, but that's just part of
owls.
it. But
that's our biggest.
But they're happy. That's the number one thing that we pride ourselves here at Hidden Heights Farm, is keeping all of our animals happy and healthy. And when you can do that and you're raising them for food, it just makes you feel that much better when you're eating an animal that you raised yourself, 100% healthy, 100% happy, and you got that bond with them, you got that connection, and it's just a good feeling.
So you don't have to be experts to start with backyard chickens, guys. Yep. Don't feel like you have to know everything to get started. I'm telling you guys, they're super low maintenance, and they are so fun to have. They are so entertaining, and they make great pets. I could just sit and watch our chickens all day.
A lot of them have their own little characters.
They do. They have their own personality, and they are very, very smart. So just, you know, the best way to try things out is just to go for it sometimes. Yep. So don't be intimidated.
Start small, like she said. 3
or 4 chickens, or 1 chicken, 1 hen per family member. Start small and then go from there.
Right.
Don't overwhelm yourself.
So, well, that's a lot of awesome tips. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if you are on the fence, teeter-tottering back and forth whether to get chickens or not, hopefully this will encourage you to go ahead and make the jump and try out a chicken or two and reap the benefits from something as simple as a chicken that pretty much takes care of itself in a way. But if you want to make your chickens happy, if you already have chickens, check out the link down below and check out that Grub Terra treats. I promise you, after the first couple days, if you rattle on that sack and they get used to that sound and they get that taste, they're going to absolutely come running.
And that's the best way to make your chickens love you.
Yeah, they will be friendly for sure. So anyways, I guess, you got anything else to say?
I can't think of anything other than
me neither.
Do you want to show them like where our original chicken coop was?
No, because it's not there now. All right, so since nobody has anything else except Walt.
Walt likes to talk all day long. Yep. He sings to Matilda, and she doesn't take any interest.
Yeah, he tries to fancy the lady. We don't have ladies yet. Well, we do have some baby turkeys in the shop.
We do. We have some turkey poults.
But anyways, guys, if you are on the fence, and if this video might have encouraged you to go ahead and try to get chickens or something, reach out to some of your farmer friends or something. Say, hey, do you have a hen or two that you could spare? I'd like to start raising them.
Oh.
I want to hear. I want to hear if anyone makes the jump and says, yeah, you guys pushed us to do it. That's the stories we love hearing.
And if you're looking for a place to get chicks or adult chickens, you can go to animal swaps. They have those at like Tractor Supply. So check out your local Tractor Supplies. There's tons of credible hatcheries, tons that you can research online that you can get chicks from. Just do some research in your area. There are all kinds of different ways to add chickens to your backyard or to your farm or homestead. So if
just be careful when you start hatching them, like she said, because you're not going to stop.
It's very fun, I will say. I mean, there's nothing funner than hatching baby chicks and adding chickens to your homestead. They are just so much fun. If you guys have any cons that you would like to add, leave them in the comments. We would love to hear any additional cons that are pros and cons. If you guys have pros and cons, put them in the comments below. We would love to hear your pros and cons of having chickens and what you've experienced. So
I got one more thing before we end this video. We got a lot of people from the United Kingdom that watch our videos, and I've always realized they call their chickens something different. Do you remember what?
No.
Chooks. I think it's C-H-O-O-K-S, chooks. I've realized that a lot of people would leave comments and say, "You're chooks." I'm like, what are they talking about? And they were talking about the chickens. So if you're from the United Kingdom, leave a comment down below as well. Do you guys call your chickens chooks or something like that? I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Or was it a typo?
No, it was multiple times. Anyways, guys, we love you. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Leave us a comment down below, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.